What does your life, your way mean to you? What would your life look like? What would it feel like? What kind of peace and joy would it bring for you? Living life on your terms, feeling safe, being you, guilt-free. What does that all mean to you? Here is today's episode. How do you feel when things don't go as planned? Do you ever feel like the wind has been knocked out of your sails and some days you just like to crawl back in bed and stay there? Hello and welcome back to Your Life, Your Way. I'm your host, Kathleen McDermott, and I've been thinking about this a lot lately as far as how I personally and how others, how we react to things that just don't go as planned. And I think there's a saying about go ahead and make a plan and see. I know I'm butchering it, but make a plan and see what the universe has to say about it, something to that effect. I think we all know what I mean. But I recently had an entire workshop fall apart and it was scheduled last month, and everything was checked, everything was working, everything was fine. At the last minute, Zoom decided to not work. So there had to be a choice there. How am I going on? How am I going to handle that? How not go on in life, but I mean, just what steps to take going forward. And then other things have come up through, things just don't go. People miss appointments. I had someone recently miss an appointment they had scheduled with me, and she felt so bad and was apologizing. And I said, I have a motto. If that's the worst thing that happens today, I'll be grateful. Now, does that mean everything is just all bright and shiny and I just go around in this, smiling and laughing and joyful all the time? Oh, heck no. I had my moments with the workshop when it fell apart of just cringing and not being happy, but I can't stay there. And there's so many things that come up that are, let's face it, that are out of our control. They're just not in our control. And I know it's frustrating because we'd like to think that we can control everything, but the only thing we can control is ourselves. Another thing I know, I live in a town that is right now our main thoroughfare. They're not paving the whole thing, but they're doing repairs. And you have 4 lanes and you have pretty heavy traffic and they're paving, it's gonna slow traffic down. And let's face it, when we're in a hurry, when you're in a hurry and you're trying to get to your destination and you have X amount of time, I mean, I get it. It can be frustrating. But my whole point is there is so much that we cannot control. And there's so many things that we are going to bump into that we have to face, and we have to decide, how are we going to react? Or how are we going to respond? Or do we even need to respond at all? Not everything needs a response. Not everything needs a reaction. Yes, we get disappointed. Yes, I am rescheduling my workshop. Appointments that were missed have been rescheduled. But how do you handle? And what I have found is it becomes a habit. How we react is actually a habit. We feel, and I say we because I've been there. This has taken years of work to realize the kind of energy I want to put out and how I want to be and what's healthy for me and what isn't. Is it joyful all the time? No, I still have little issues that come up that I have to practice for. Is it healthy to keep everything inside? No. But I guess the biggest point of is it health, how it affects us internally, how it affects those around us internally, those that are closest to us. It's not worth our health. It's good to get out frustration, to vent. But where do we take it too far and we carry things. I mean, oh God, have you ever carried something not just all day, but into the next day and into the next day? And I know there are some things in life that are major, absolutely major. If we don't know how to respond, how to handle and face the small things, how will we ever get through the big challenges? We have to start somewhere. And even the thought of starting somewhere means, oh my God, something else I have to do, something else to my to-do list, or I don't have time, I can't do that, or everything's fine, I don't need that. There's a whole lot of things we tell ourselves. What do you tell yourself? Excuse me. What do you tell yourself? What if instead you had, rather than looking at this big picture and, oh my gosh, to try to do all this healing or take care of these habits, what if you had something right in the moment that you could use to help ward off that trigger? Let's face it, we know when that trigger is coming, especially if it's one that we experience quite frequently. What if you could have something that you could go to right then and there that will help, number one, maybe stop you completely from going into fight or flight mode? Or if you're already going in, you're in, something that can help bring you back out, something that can calm the nervous system, ease your mind, ease your body, and bring you back to the present in your breath. Obviously, your breath is the first place to start, but it can be a challenge to focus on that and get back there if you're feeling it, if you're feeling that tension. I want to give you an example. I use crystals. I have crystals that I always have one or two in my pocket, or I have one on a necklace. And I use the sense of touch. So if I'm feeling that trigger is coming, I will take out my crystal, just touch the crystal and feel whether it's rough, it's smooth, it's cool, it's warm. In doing so, you immediately I'm shifting my focus, which brings me to be able to slow my breath, which allows the softening of the face, the shoulders. It takes me out of that fight or flight and brings me back to myself in that moment with my breath. Then I can make a different choice. I can shift myself. It's just one tip to give you, something simple. And I'm not saying you have to have crystals. What if there's something else? Even if you're just driving in the car, if you have nothing at your hand, you do have your seat. You can touch the seat. You can touch the console. You can just get your hands to something nearby that's safe and just take your attention to the touch of it, the feeling of it, how it feels in your fingertips or your hand. And let your breath deepen, slow, let your heart rate slow, the tension ease. Using a tool of this nature, something you can access anywhere, anytime, anywho. But having these little tips that you can use, and this is an example. You might say, well, I prefer to use the sense of sight and I can just gaze at something nearby. That's great. Your Life Your Way is just that. When I'm offering up tips and ideas, the particular one might not necessarily be right for you, but I hope that it opens up your curiosity and your creativity to say, that isn't me, but this is. I could try this. So what do you think? The motto, if this is the worst thing that happens today, if you're stuck in traffic, yes, I know it's hard when you're getting to work, you're late for work or you're late for appointments, but you're stuck in traffic, an appointment is missed, or somebody misses their appointment, or a workshop just falls apart. It's not the end of everything. We're not failures. You are not a failure. You're not broken. The old SHIT happens. It does. Life happens. How we choose to react and respond or not makes a difference in how your body responds and reacts. It's not just your thoughts. It's not just the voice and the words you're expressing. It's affecting your interior self, your organs, your heart, your life. So that's my tip for today. I just wanted to give you a little something that maybe could help ease you through tomorrow's trigger or the next day's trigger. Please feel free to message me at kmyourlifeyourway at gmail.com if you'd like to comment, discuss this particular topic, or ask for more information on other possible methods that you could use. I wish you all the best. I hope the triggers are very few, and I hope that you will choose your breath and to be in the moment and give yourself grace. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Peace and blessings. Bye-bye. Thank you for listening. And if you found this episode helpful, or if you find that this episode might be helpful to someone else, please feel free to share it with them. We do want to grow and touch as many people as possible to help them move through their life, their way, living life on their terms, finding their own way of feeling safe, being themselves, guilt-free. Again, I thank you so much for being a part of the community. Please feel free to give a review and some stars if you'd like. And I will see you I won't see you, but I will talk to you again soon. Thank you again. Bye-bye.